Well, I've been a gamer all my life. Zelda, Warsaw, Pokemon, Dota 2. You name a game, I found and faded. But I have a little confession to make you tonight. When the pandemic hit, I lost my job, most of my income, and pretty much all my life became into a complete stop. And where did I go to? Well, the only thing that I knew and I knew best, playing video games. But little did I know that it would turn to an addiction. It reached to a point where I was playing 6 to 8 hours in a daily basis, or some parents might say, a complete nightmare. And the most disappointing and frustrating part, I wasn't getting any better. And that's when it hit me. And that's when I thought, what do other gamers like me who have this kind of problem, where do they turn to? And my search for answers is when I found eSquad and found Jose. My name is Santiago Bernaldo De Quirós, and as Alfredo mentioned, I am an ASF member of class 2012. And I want to thank the ASF community for creating this event and inviting us to be a part of it. It really feels at home being here. But before I talk about eSquad and how esports are one of the most inclusive activities that anyone can do, I want to share with you how this project came about. And it all started when I had my first video call with Jose. Jose Ruiz is a founder of eSquad in Madrid. And it was a video call that was supposed to last about an hour that quickly turned into a 3-long-hour chat about playing video games, esports, and the best part of Jose teaching me about the eSquad methodology and what they did with the gamers. And that's when it hit me. There's something special the way they do things and the impact that you can have in people, in what to play video games. And I thought my calling of bringing it here. As the project started developing, I knew that it had a huge community of 65 million gamers and 8.8 gamers that have competed in esports events. And these numbers are just in Mexico. But the best part is what it's formed by. It's formed by different people, different backgrounds, with different stories, but all who share the same passion of playing video games. But you're going to ask me, how does the eSquad methodology changes the way we play video games into an inclusive activity? And well, the answer is quite simple. Anyone can play. There is no age, gender, or even physical limitation to play. Anyone can grab a controller and start playing. And if not, some people find a way. Even if they're fully handicapped with their mouths, they can still play and compete in esports events. And also, we do teach parents as well. So, in the Academy, you no longer play alone. And the methodology is based in the traditional balance of teaching sports like generation of training routine, post-game analysis, effective communication and leadership skills, just to name a few. And these values, we put them inside competitive video games. We basically recreate the same environment as joining a sports team. And they're taught by professional players. For example, our sensei in our academy here in Mexico, Lucio, he was ranked number 6 in the world playing FIFA. Imagine having El Chicharito as a soccer coach. It's pretty cool, right? And another pillar for our activity and our methodology to be successful is that we're going to be accompanied by sports psychologists. They're going to be with us throughout the whole program. Also, a big difference in what most parents are afraid, of course, of the bad things that can actually spark with all console video game. Because I know it happened to me, and it happens to a lot of us. So, what I have behind here is 3 of the major problems that can actually spark. One, and I think you will agree with me, parents, gaming hours. And we know if you're a hardcore gamer, when you were playing way too much. Basically, it's when you stop doing other activities in order to play another game. So what we do is we change the way we play in order to play with an objective. To each gameplay that we're going to do, to have actually an objective of what we want to achieve. So we change those long hours into effective hours. Another one, emotional management for how many parents see controllers fly, shouting, being angry, or sometimes even crying. What we do is, because all these emotions, of course they're gonna spark, we have to have a way to control them. So we control video games, and it's not the other way around. And last but not least, isolation. So just by changing the fact that we have to go to a place that is going to be outside of our home, outside of our city, or wherever you usually play alone, to come to a place where you're going to be challenged to play with teammates, to practice with them, to trust one in each other in order to achieve those victory royales or to win the match. And we know we'll be making friends in no time. I want to share with you two different stories of two different families that came to eSquad and how video games impact them in their lives. First, meet Aitor and his father.
Una persona que si perdía partidas no le podías hablar. Aitor siempre ha tenido esos 5 primeros minutos de que no me hables. Se ponía los cascos y no quería hablar. Su madre y yo lo decimos muchas veces y nunca se lo hemos dicho a él, la verdad. Esto está saliendo a la luz. Hablamos de coches, hablamos de fútbol, lo que yo no he hablado nunca con él. O sea, ahora, desde hace un tiempo acá, hablamos de todo, incluso hasta con su madre. Aitor es otro. Y sé que me gusta que me hable de esto.
What I like best about Aitor's story, it is a change. Because before Aitor went to eSquad, he was what we call a niño. He had little control over his emotions, he got mad easily, and the worst part, if he lost the game, he remained angry the rest of the day. Aitor didn't have a clear path of what he wanted to do with his life. But fast forwarding to 3 years, Aitor became a full-time professor in the eSquad Academy, and he couldn't be happier, and us of having him. The next story I have for you is of Aida. I know you won't be able to see the thread, so I'm going to tell you a little bit more of what the thread is about. Aida posted in Twitter telling the story of what happened of her challenge of trying to find a extracurricular activity with Mateo. And the only challenge was that Mateo had autism. So it all started with Aida looking for a place, but they knew 3 things that they wanted for an activity. 1 was a place where Mateo wanted to go. 2, a place where they knew how to work with Mateo. And 3, an activity that didn't include Mateo. The only challenge was that most of these places didn't know how to deal with people with autism and even have the sour experience of having Mateo kicked out. Aida saw a post about eSquad, a place where they taught people how to play video games, and she knew that Mateo was passionate about it. So they decided to give it a shot. And when they first talked to Jose, Aida was amazed by the fact that it was in fact a really inclusive activity. And it was hard for her to believe, of course, as the past experiences. But she gave us the opportunity to work with him. And to her surprise, he fell in love with the program and his teachers. He even said to his mom things like, "When I grow up, I want to be like Vega Pat, one of our professors." And the quote that I like best, "Look, Mom, I lost the match, but I'm not angry," with a mild laugh written on his face. Mateo has been attending eSquad for the past 2 years. So before I go, I want to leave with you with my final thoughts about the video game industry. In fact, it is here to stay. And it's going to keep on growing much faster than any of us could possibly imagine. So instead of fighting it, we gotta work with it. After all, if life gives you lemons, why not make lemonade, right? Because to tell the truth, video games are not bad. In fact, they can be quite the opposite. I thought Mateo and other millions of gamers who have amazing experiences and memories that all come out playing video games can agree with me. But we have to be cautious in the way we play and how we play. So if we want to be a professional player, a successful streamer, and great content creator, or even get a full scholarship in college, all of this can be achieved to play video games. But there's hard work, discipline, time, motivation, sacrifice, along with other things that we have to achieve in order to accomplish this. And if you have any doubts, guidance regarding the video games or the video game industry, I can always make space for you, as many have done for me. Thank you, and keep playing. Yes, please.
Is it an after-school activity or is
We have our school in Monterrey, and it's an after-school activity, yes. We do it like sort of be part of a sports team. Yes.
And at what age do they start?
We have there's no limit. We have a little kid that has 4 years, and we have also another little kid that has 42. So there is no age for you to start gaming. Of course, we do keep the titles that are appropriate for each age.
You find is what on Instagram?
Oh, you can find us in Instagram. We have our page and everything. We're also going to be sharing all our media content if you're interested for us. If you want to follow us and everything. Thank you.